So in this session, we're thinking about how we can best position our young folks to understand the social forces that are shaping their lives, to feel the ability that to have a sense of belief that they can do something about these issues, and then to ultimately engage in meaningful action so that they can become authentic authors of their lives moving forward. One of the key features of the research we did on schooling for critical consciousness was to center the voices and experiences of young people. All too often as adults, when we're trying to do research in schools, make new policies, reform schools, fix schools, we too often ignore the voices, the experiences, and the expertise of young people who are there every day, who know the ins and outs of schools and how they work and what's not working. And so in this regard, I'm honored, and we should all be honored, to be hearing from a group of amazing young people who are going to share their expertise on their journeys in terms of understanding the social forces impacting their lives and taking action against them. So it is my pleasure to introduce Will, Mariana, and Kaliah, who are joining us now. Hi, everybody. Great to be here. Great to see everyone. I want to start off by having everybody just introduce their names.
Hey, I'm Will.
Hi, I'm Mariana.
I am Kaliah.
So why did you want to help out with this particular summit and this particular kind of work that we're doing?
I think for me, I wanted to see to what degree other students and adults near me or just across the country were engaging with the topics and I guess the teaching style that helped me to begin my path of advocacy and doing stuff that I care about. And this just seemed like a fantastic opportunity, both to share my experience as well as to view it from a lot of other perspectives. Hi, my name is Will. I'm 16 years old and I live in San Francisco, California. I really enjoy volunteering. For example, I help mentor kids at middle schools locally. That can range from school subjects, math, science, history. Sometimes it's just really good to take on the big brother role for some of these kids. In addition to volunteering, I would also consider myself an advocate for the topics I feel passionate about. I think that really started for me with my sister. My sister is disabled. She has cerebral palsy, which means she appears quite different to most people. She's wheelchair bound, she can't speak, but on the inside, she's just the same older, loving sister. I kind of recognized that people didn't see her the same way I did in around the 7th grade. I realized that some of my classmates were confused, people we saw on the street, and I really didn't understand because I knew what she was like. I knew that she would laugh, she was caring, she was kind, but they just couldn't really see through her physical differences to this underlying emotional soulfulness of hers. And so I decided I wanted to do something. I wanted to educate people, but not on so much of a personal scale, but a larger advocate scale. And so the first step I took was by talking about this issue at a school-wide event.
Have you ever disliked someone or felt uncomfortable just because they were different? Hi, my name is Will Wolf, and I believe in the importance of learning to accept and appreciate differences.
In this speech, I really just tried to be empathetic and understanding of people who couldn't really see through my sister's difference, kind of give them the courage to make that first scary connection and walk up and be like, hi, Ashley, do you mind if I ask questions? And just kind of breaking that barrier of like fear.
In fact, you might find you enjoy being human a little more after exchanging a smile with my sister Ashley or someone like her. Thank you.
And so immediately after I gave this speech, people would come up to me, they would ask questions, they would be curious, which was exactly what I wanted. And so this for me kind of just started this long chain of being an advocate specifically for people with disabilities. I think my relationship with my sister has been much stronger ever since then because she knew that I understood her, but knowing that I made a conscious effort to make sure that she would be received by more people, I think was really important to our relationship. And I'm really proud of what I did, and I hope that she's proud of me as well.
Really hearing how adults and educators do want to listen to us was really important to us, and I think it would make a huge impact on their own students. So being able to be part of this was really important to me.
My name is Mariana Aguirre. I'm 14 years old.
I go to Tulsa Honor Academy, and I'm a freshman. In my Mexican culture, I feel like people really don't give up. It's been making me the person I am today, where I don't want to give up. I'm going to work harder and harder. I was 13 years old when I started with Changemakers. Tulsa Changemakers is a nonprofit organization where we support small groups in schools to really make an impact in their community and have projects. During COVID, I was spending a lot of time on social media, and I was scrolling through Instagram one day and saw a video talking about how big human trafficking was a problem and how people weren't paying attention to it. So after that, I decided that I wanted to do something about it. I told my Changemakers cohort and we realized that this is what we wanted to do. This was going to be our project. And we had the idea that we should have an event where everyone in our school learns about human trafficking. So we decided to do a survey so we could know how much people knew about it. There was people that said they didn't know anything about it. The presentation was an informational video where it talks about all the way from what is human trafficking to how our highway system really helps human trafficking be easier. So we showed it to 500 students and also the teachers at our school. After the presentation, we did a post survey to see how much people had learned from our video. And it showed people going from not knowing anything to knowing a lot. That was really important to me because I wanted all my peers to be safe and educated so nothing happened to them. What I learned about myself is that I don't have to be quiet. I will use my voice moving forward to advocate and do more work in my community.
I wanted to help with this initiative just because a lot of the work I do within my advocacy already is surrounded with talking with adults and really just advocating for myself as long as around other students and their needs. So I feel like this would just be a great opportunity to see what other students are doing to advocate and really just, once again, get different perspectives from different people.
My name's Kaliah Yizar. I'm 16 and I'm going to be a junior at Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Early College in Denver, Colorado. Growing up, when I was very, very young, I was really timid. I was actually select mute, which means that I wouldn't talk to a lot of people and I would barely talk to the people around me unless I was really comfortable. I feel like those things are kind of a thing of the past compared to who I am now.
Leah, what about you?
My experience, even though I grew up in Kansas and I moved here around 4th or 5th grade,
I'm a co-host on the No Justice, No Peace podcast, and we talk about things like Black history, issues that have to do with our own identities.
was that I was kind of painted to be the token smart Black girl, but being a token anything is detrimental to your identity as a person. I'm proud of being Black, I'm proud of being smart, and I'm proud of being a girl. That's not all who I am.
In October of 2019, me and the original girls on the podcast were among some students who went on a trip to Washington, D.C., and one of the main reasons we went was to go to the African American Museum of History and Culture. And once we got there, we realized that we didn't want to leave all that history that we were lacking behind. Because one of the reasons we went on that trip in the first place is because we felt like we were lacking Black history education in our own school. So once we got back from that trip, we formed our own Black Student Alliance. And we wanted to elevate that and really talk about our experiences and our feelings. And our principal, who's a Black woman, was alongside us the entire way. She sat in her uncomfortableness of knowing that she wasn't providing her Black students their Black history, and instead of brushing it under the rug or ignoring it or trying to suppress our voice, she stood by us and she amplified our voices no matter where we went. One of the biggest impacts that we're very, very proud of that the podcast has had is that exactly a year after we went on the trip in October of 2020, we got our resolution, the No Justice, No Peace resolution, passed unanimously in Denver Public Schools. And it was basically saying that the superintendent had to get more Black, Indigenous, and Latino representation in all content and subject areas throughout Denver Public Schools. Having this experience of people all across the district and all across the state listening to my voice and telling me what I'm saying is important has really boosted my confidence in what I can do with my voice.
Thanks so much to all of you, and I really appreciate the work that each of y'all are doing. It's very important. It is what actually makes change and makes our communities move forward. So thanks for that. And we have got some work to do moving ahead. So let's get to it.